Welcome back to another episode of the Barcelona Career Mode here on FC24. It's the start of Season 2, and if you missed last episode, go back and watch it because we completed the trouble. We won the league. We won the Champions League on the first season. It's going to be the easiest season of this save as long as we have the debt placed in the book. And I'm adding two new roles, one new role. For our transfer budget while we're in debt, I had set it at 50 million. However, if we win a competition or even win two competitions, then we'll get an additional 25 million. We're only going to do one. So every time we win something, it's a 25 million. It has to be the league or Champions League, though, for us to get that 25 million into our transfer budget. So we have a 75 million transfer budget. Our debt at the end of last season was 232,200,450. However, with us renovating the stadium, kind of like they are in real life, it cost us how much did it cost us? 325 million to do stadium renovations going into this new season here. We are now at a better stadium, a 3K more seated stadium, a different color stadium, a different stadium overall. We had to do some extensions. That cost us 325 million, which now puts our debt back up, and it's actually higher than what we started the season with. We're at 557,740,450, which is absolutely insane. Adding these guys on there as well, which also makes that 557 million. So we're pretty much back to square zero. However, we have 75 million to spend. We have a boatload of players on the transfer list, on the transfer listed market, and we also have a couple of loans as well. Some of our young guys we're going to look to loan out, but maybe not. Inigo Martinez is loaned out. I'm actually thinking about just releasing him because I want to sell him, not loan him out, and he's loan listed himself, so I can't trust to list him, so we might just have to release him. But we have people like Hector Fort, we have Mark Rahi, who's obviously gone to Chelsea now. We have him listed as transfer. We'll try and get the transfer offer there. We have Alicorn, we have Vale, we have Casado, we have Pablo Torre, we have Estanes. We have Pablo Gavi up on sale as well, which is probably one of the most controversial. But he's a younger one. He's more replaceable than Pedri and De Jong. We also do have De Jong on sale as well. We have Araujo on sale. We have Ansu Fati on sale. We have the other Araujo, the Mexican Araujo, on sale. We have Pena on sale. Eric Garcia, who just came back from loan from Girona, he's on sale. Rafinha is on sale as well. It was kind of my plan to sell Rafinha to bring in Barcola, but we just bought in Barcola anyway before the sale of Rafinha. We have Frankie de Jong on sale. We have Langlet. We have Christensen. We have Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and we have the top goal scorer and the reason why we won the treble last season, and Robert Lewandowski on sale as well. A lot of these guys are in the older ranges. That's why we're trying to get as much money as we can before they age out and kind of just like become worth absolutely nothing. And as far as Inigo Martinez, I was just going to do this off camera, but we are going to go ahead and release him, and it's going to cost us 3 million to release him. So goodbye to him. And as far as our youth stats, we have them all set up. I actually spent a couple of money. It didn't come into this financial, so I didn't have to worry about it. We have now 5-star, 5-star, 5-stars. We have three maxed out youth academy players. One going to Spain for 3 months. One going to Brazil for one going to Spain for 9 months. One going to Brazil for 3 months, and then one going to the different nations that aren't normally scouted by the player base on the game, aka now Slovakia for the. I put Slovakia for the first 3 months here, so we'll see what those scouts say. I might give myself a boosted scout just to start things off, and that's exactly what we'll do. Give me 1 second. And let's kick it off with a scout report here. Starting off is Slovakia themselves. We're also going to go look at our youth academy players that we already have in the youth academy, see if we can promote some of those guys and probably instantly loan them out as well. So we got nothing from Slovakia, but over in Brazil, 1.8 million for Edson Fernandez. 74 overall, but his potential horrific. We'll bring him in. We might just bring him in and sell him if we can. Carlos Paeta, 2.9 million for him. 79 overall, 80 to 94 potential. Unfortunately, he's a goalkeeper, which is unfortunate, but it's also fortunate as well. Could set up the future for us. We have now going to homeland Spain, looking for the next Spanish talent, looking for the next great thing out of Spain, and it's looking like we are going to get nothing for this first trial go around there. Let's go and look at these goalkeeper. So Paeta is 68 overall. We actually have 3 goalkeepers here on the thing. We have one who's not the best, so we are going to go ahead and release him. We have a center back here that we could promote, but looking at this, some of these guys just aren't good. Like Fernandez, 67 overall, 80. This is one guy. We're just going to release him. I'm not going to play around with them. Curlis, he's from Latvia, so I'm kind of tempted to keep him, but he's awful. We'll bring him in and loan him out. We are going to go ahead and just release Sandoval. Santos is good there. Santos is good here. To be honest, we might bring him and loan him in or loan him out. First player on the chopping block, it's Ansu Fati. The board thinks we can only get 33, so I'm going to push it just a little bit, 35 million. They can understand that, so he's going to look to go to Bologna for 35 million. We're also working on the sale of Andres Christensen as well to possibly Borussia Dortmund or Liverpool. Next massive player, the first massive sale, might be Frankie de Jong. It's Newcastle coming in for him. The board think we can get close to 140 million. We're going to push it to 150. They only want 113. You know what? Let's see. Who do they have in that midfield spot? Bruno Guimaraes. We have Alex Garcia, Joelinton, Joe Willock. The only player I'd be interesting is Bruno G. And even him, I don't really like him. I don't like him in real life. I don't like him now. We don't really need maybe a striker on the Isak to replace whoever. You know, that could be a good deal. But we are going to try 140 flat here, see what they say. I'm not going... Okay, we're going to go 140. Never mind. Frankie de Jong might be walking out the front doors now. I was about to say we're not going to go lower than 140. And that's what they added to. And the first player gone, it will be Frankie de Jong. It looks like gone for 140 million. That will be a big budget out of our stuff. Frankie de Jong gone for 140 million. Now remember, only how much of that? 10%, or is it 10? Is it 10%? No, it's 65% will subtract. So 65% of that deal will subtract to it. So we'll take that 65%, 140 million, whatever that is. I guess we'll find out in a couple of moments when I do it and put it into the spreadsheet. But he's gone. And 91 million is 65%. That will take off the debt. We're now down to 462 million left to go. Now, just because I have all these big players on the transfer list here, it does not mean I'm going to sell all the big players. I'll probably only sell 1 or 2, maybe 3. So maybe Ansu Fati I don't consider big. Big has to be like they were a prominent player of the season in that starting 11. So De Jong, Araujo, Lewandowski, he's not going to be involved in that. The older players won't be involved in that. It's kind of more the younger generation. So like Araujo's 25, Gavi who's 19, Pedri who's 20. So players like that. Rafinha can go, honestly. He could be one of the 3, to be honest. But somebody like Lewandowski, somebody like Ter Stegen, if they get a transfer offer, we'll just sell them because they're older anyway. And we want to get as much money as we can, possibly. Next player gone is Astonis, one of the Deadwood players. 5.195 million for him. So we can say goodbye to him. Goodbye to you, sir. Have a fun life wherever you go. You're going to Leicester City, so have fun in England. Next up is Andreas Christensen for 39.6 million. We say goodbye to you, sir. Have fun at Liverpool. Another player sent shipping to England. Pa Prim has been loaned out to Deportivo Alvarez for the season. Ansu Fati has been sold for 35 million. Goodbye to Ansu Fati. Obviously, spent a year out on loan to Brighton. Now going over to Italy. And we're doing the thing where we spend our entire budget in one signing. But this one is one I had on my eyes since we faced off against him in the Champions League quarterfinals. It was to replace Ter Stegen. He hasn't even walked out the front doors yet. But Diego Costa for 62.1 million. We are looking to bring him in. Obviously, we have the transfer market or transfer budget up to 75 million now for winning a trophy, for winning La Liga and Champions League. I should probably up it to maybe 85 million, seeing as we won both. But 25 million for one, He's on 14K at the moment. We are gonna nearly triple that, and honestly, we are gonna more than triple that. We're gonna offer him 100K per week. He's gonna take that. Maybe we're overpaying for him on wages, but he's worth every single penny. He is gonna replace Ter Stegen nicely. We say goodbye to Ralph Saunders. He has been loaned out to Torino for the season there. Have fun in Torino. Hopefully you can come back next season. First team football ready? Possibly. There's a chance. And we have a transfer offer for Robert Lewandowski. They are lowballing us massively. We are going to do what we do and strong on the negotiations from the rip. 95 million. They jump up massively to that 82 million. We can get up to 95. I should have went a little bit higher so I can have a little bit more leverage. But we're going to go up again. They want 87. I will go as low as 90 million for him. So this will be my final offers as low as I'm going. We were optimistic they couldn't go up 2.5 more million. So Robert Lewandowski might be staying at the club after all. Now, this is his first transfer offer in a while. And we're halfway through at least July. And it's looking like some more players has been sold, not even loaned out. I thought this was going to be a loaney kind of spree. But 22.2 million for Pablo Torre. We say goodbye to him. He was on loan last season, and he's just not good enough. We have no real spot for him in the team at the moment. So we'll just use him to get rid of some depth. We'll also say goodbye to Angel Alicorn for 2.95 million there. So we say goodbye to him as well. Just slowly and surely, not only getting rid of depth, also getting rid of deadwood players as well. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is up for sale, and Juventus want him, and the board think we can get close to 75 million. I'm going to be as lenient as possible, just allowing him to go for really whatever. I'm going to try and push him as much as I can, but I'm going to at least try and make the deal fully happen, and they'll take 67 million. So hopefully he can go to Juventus and start his new career, because his life here at Barcelona is over. He was going to turn into number 2 man if he stayed, but we can get as much money as possible for him. Gavi is not for sale anymore. And Leo Sauer might be a mistake, but he has been loaned out for a season-long loan as well. That might be a mistake. We might have to recall him back, and that's going to cost us as well. And we say goodbye to Paul Cabrasi as well. He has been loaned out for the season. It's honestly fine for him. He can come back next season, maybe push for first team football. He's not quite there yet, ready to go. Alex Vale has been sold for 3.15 million. Again, getting rid of some of the deadwood little by little. And Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has been sold as well. It has gone through. We say goodbye to him for 67 million. He was fun while I was here for the one season, but he's getting old, and a new boy's coming in to replace him. So we pretty much kind of evened out the sale. 67 million to 60. How much did we buy him for? 62. So we made 5 million on that, technically, if you want to count it like that. But Diego Costa is now the new number 1. And at the moment, this is our best starting 11 right now. We have Costa as our goalkeeper. We have Araujo as a right back, but we also have Serginho Dest, who we could make a right back as well. We have Araujo as a center back, so Araujo's link up in there. Koundé as our center back, Balde as our left back. A midfield trio, a very young midfield trio of Pedri, Gavi, and Moretti. Rafinha, as long as he's not getting transfer offers, he'll stay. So he's at the right wing. Same for Lewandowski. He's staying right now at the moment as well. And Barcola, he is also on the left wing hand side as well. We have Vitor Roque on the bench. We have Curlis on the bench. He's looking to be loaned out. Corella, Gahi, he's still on the chopping block. Garcia, he was on the chopping block. He's no longer on the chopping block. He's going to be our backup center back for sure now. And George Curlis has been loaned out for the season at West Brom. Say goodbye to him for the season. Hopefully he can come back a little bit better. I am doing this to essentially loan glitch him. We are going to go ahead and look and loan in a couple of players here. We have, what, 12 million left of our budget? Yeah, 12.9 million essentially. Well, 12.9 million. I can't say it. Pretty much 13. It's 12.9 million there. So some loan deals are going to have to be, thank the Lord they did a loan. I'm so used to just hitting bottom for like to decline or stuff, or to accept or to reject. That when I do that, it's a loan to buy. I don't want to do a loan to buy. I mean, obviously I could set up the loan to buy to afford it on this, but we don't want to do that. We're going to try and pay 40K, maybe even 50, just split it down the middle. 50K there, 2.9K for him. We'll hopefully be able to do that. And then Dio Dioni can hopefully come into the club. 18 years old, 74 overall. We are going to also look into loan in Iker Bravo from Bayer Leverkusen. He's actually loan listed, so we can bring him in. And then I was thinking about bringing in Bacardi in just for free for squad depth. He's a free signing, why not? And then we're also going to look to loan in Steven Bakajic as a young Spanish Liverpoolian, and hopefully come into the team and be decent. I'm not sold on him. There's one more other player I'm also looking at maybe, but I haven't really pulled the trigger on it yet. Let's go ahead and try and bring Iker Bravo as well. Osman Bukardi, welcome to the club as a backup free agent. You'll come into the squad. You'll do your job as that backup, and hopefully maybe something spectacular could come out of you. We'd love to see it, but free agent signing I will never back down on as long as it makes somewhat sense. So Osman, welcome to the club. You will obviously be a backup, but for free, can't say no. Now I would love to sell Rafinha, but I can't afford to bring anybody in to replace him, so he's gonna have to kind of stay here. Unfortunately, I used that 75 million very poorly in the end of things, and it's biting me in the back now. Unfortunately, we say goodbye to Jan Canteras. He finally goes out on loan to whatever club that is, but finally we can say goodbye to him. He's on loan now, and we are paying all 600K of his wages there. As when you delegate loan deals, you pay 100% of the wages. So I would advise, if you don't want to do that, to do something else and just go somewhere else. And we sell Linglet for 6.6K. And when I say do something else, I mean actually like delegate the deal, not delegate the deal, negotiate the deal yourself. We say goodbye to Linglet for 6.6 million. Mark Gahi has been sold for 2.3 million to Hull City. Now I know it's not the signing that happened in real life, but it's as best as we're going to get without us forcing it, and I don't really want to force sales anymore. We forced Mbappe to Real Madrid. I did forget to mention that, but I did do that. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. So, yeah, there's that. We also get Diallo loaned in, Contreras loaned out, Linglet sold, if y'all haven't seen that, if I haven't mentioned it, which I think I have. And we say goodbye to Iker Bravo. Well, not goodbye. We say hello to Iker Bravo as well. He is on loan here for the season. A backup striker, backup option on the wingers as well. 60K of his weekly wages of 13K. So whatever that is, it will be that. Inaki Pena has been sold for 4.9 million. Maybe I shouldn't have done that actually, because now I don't really have a backup goalkeeper. I have the goalkeepers on the youth academy, but 4.95 million for him. Goodbye to Pena. Adam Wharton has been loaned in to Barcelona from Crystal Palace. He was the other option instead of Bakajic, and we decided just to bring him in because honestly, why not? We kind of like him. It's a young prospect, a young, not American, English. Welcome to the club. We are paying 11K, pretty much 12K per week for him. We're paying 50-50, which is 11.75. Welcome to the club, Wharton, for the season. Obviously a loan deal again. And so here is the team to go into the season. This is what it's going to be, at least for now. I'm still willing to sell on Robert Lewandowski. Costa is our goalkeeper. Araujo is our right back. Araujo, Koundé, Balde, the rest of our back four. It's going to be Araujo and Dest fighting for that top spot at the right back position. Pedri, Gavi, Moretti in the midfield. Rafinha, at the moment, Lewandowski. Barcola as our wingers and attacker. On the bench, we have Victor Roku, who could step up to be the starting striker, who I aim to be the starting striker for this season, but I can't not play Lewandowski Lewandowski, even though he is rapidly deteriorating. We have Bravo, Bacardi, Diao, Diani. We have Wharton, Garcia, and Dest on the bench on the reserves. We have some deadwood players that I kind of can't sell because the squad depth is too low. We have our youth academy players here that are on the thing. We could bring in Van Nagas or Prayeta as a backup options. Before we get into any action, we have another scout report here, starting off in Slovakia, and we are not getting anything, it looks like, from Slovakia for the first official month of the scout report, the first of the 3 months. Now over to Brazil, where we got one guy that was half decent. We got a goalkeeper that was actually very good and could be very good in the future. And this time on the first official one, none. And then over to Spawn, where we are looking like we're going to get nothing either. So the first official run is a lot worse than the test run. And it has happened. I was waiting for it to happen. We try to get as much money as we can, which means selling him as soon as possible. And the deal has been done. Robert Lewandowski, the top goal scorer, the reason why we were so successful last season, has just been walked out of the front door, sold to Inter Milan, either AC Milan or Juventus, one of the two. They're both in for him at the same exact time, and he actually went up to to Juventus for 73 million. We say goodbye to him. Robert Lewandowski is no longer here, and we free up 290k in that wages, which is going to be crucial because our weekly wage bill now is going to go down significantly. It already is down. We've been paying 2.79 million for a majority of last season. We've paying 1.3 million right now with the sales of all the other players. I was kind of honestly hoping that I could get to the Atletico Madrid game before it went through, but unfortunately we couldn't. So Ika Bravo is now the backup. Vitaroku is the starter. And this is Atletico's Madrid lineup for the UEFA Super Cup. We won the Champions League. They won the Europa League. So we now face off again for the first time this season. Oblak, Molina, Jimenez, Hermoso, Savic, Lino as their backline / goalie. In midfield, Vermeer and DePaul, Diago. And then up top, Joao Felix back at Atletico Madrid. And Griezmann as well. Memphis Depay on the bench. Obviously, Joao Felix spent a year at Barcelona, and now he's facing off against his former club. Maybe a loan deal. Maybe a late loan deal possible again. Maybe not. Probably not. Costa, Araujo, Koundé, Balde, Gavi, Medetti, Pedri, Rafinha, Roku, and Barcola. Medetti might be getting dropped for Wharton in the starting 11, and we might put Wharton where Gavi is. Gavi on the left-hand side, and that might be the deal. Let's get into the game here in the Stadium Olympic at the UEFA Super Cup. Go. Barcelona, first game of the second season. This is where it's going to get tough because we don't have the money. We don't have the money. We're in debt, and it could be showing through now. Selling multiple of our players. We sold Ter Stegen. We sold. Is Vermeer getting sent off? It's a yellow card. Obviously, Lewandowski just got sold. Selling the older players, that's a mandatory. Rafinha. And Rafinha might be behind. Not greedy at all. He'll find Medetti, and Medetti will score the first goal of the season. 1-0 to Barcelona. And it's the Italian Stallion with the first goal of the game. Joao Felix gets one back for Atletico Madrid. Diego Costa not starting off well here. First shot on target against him. It goes into the back of net, and Joao Felix scores against his former loanee club. And he's going to get the ball off kickoff. What was that touch from Gavi? Barcola. Medetti. Into Roku. And Vitaroku cut inside. Vitaroku to take the lead. The youngster. It's your time to shine. You're the starting striker now. Barcelona 2. Atletico Madrid 1. And the young core of this team now has to carry this club through turmoil and out to the other side. And that'll be his last involvement anyway. He was going to come off. He was coming off soon. To Paul, crossed in. Eric Garcia, Balde. Wharton can't clear it properly. Joao Felix in behind, and Joao Felix will level things up here again. 2-2. To Paul now. DePaul. DePaul. Costa saves. Is that full time? It is full time. Are we going to penalties or is it extra time? It is extra time. That is boring. I can't lie. That's very boring. But here we go. Barcola fouls. And that will stop play of all things. That will stop play and that will stop his action. And Bacardi will come on for a split second. I'm going to give him the ball. Give him a couple of touches here. Here's Bacardi on the ball now. Bacardi, number 10. Can he create the winning moment? Maybe. Iker Bravo chipping the keeper. I seen him. He was off the line, so I went for it. We'll go to penalty shootout for the UEFA Super Cup. And Bacardi has the best penalties on paper at the moment with the players on the field, which is hysterical. And so he's going to be the first one up. He's definitely, I can't give him number 10. I got to give it to somebody else. Maybe somebody more worthy. I don't know who's more worthy for it at the moment, though. Griezmann. Griezmann goes left. I go left. It's Bravo up next. Iker Bravo will slide it away. 2-1 to Barcelona. Lino against Diego Costa. He's a penalty master for Portugal. Not so far at the moment. Pedri straight down the middle, except we're going left because we figured the keeper would move, or figured the keeper would stay down the middle, and he kind of did. Joao Felix now against his former club, and Diego Costa goes low. Joao Felix goes high. Diallo down bottom right. Keeper goes bottom left. 4-3. Perfect penalty so far. Who's going to be the first one to spill? Saul goes left. 4-4. It's Gavi up next. Gavi down the middle. Keeper moves out the way. And Gavi, a perfect 5-for-5 for Barcelona. And it's Rodrigo de Paul now up next. Rodrigo de Paul. Costa couldn't get there. It's Wharton, the Englishman, the young Englishman up next. And Wharton slides it away 6-5. Javi Galan now. Javi Galan. He goes left again. Wow. Koundé. Koundé 7-6. Koundé against Molino now. Against Costa. I went high, referee. It's not even the referee's problem. It's the game's problem. I went high. Balde bottom right. These keepers can't save anything. It's 8-7. Hermoso down the middle. Hermoso down the middle. I could have moved right just a little bit. 8-8. Eric Garcia. We're nearly at penalties. We're at penalties. We're nearly at the goalies taking a penalty each. Only one more left to go. Jimenez. Jimenez and Costa with the save, and Barcelona win. We win the Super Cup after 17 penalties, after 18 penalties. We finally have the win. It was Atletico Madrid to spill. It was Costa to save it. And Molina, the Argentina penalty World Cup winner for them. Can't do it for Atletico Madrid to keep them alive. And Costa comes up big. And we win the first trophy of the season. And as we lift this trophy, we are going to also end the episode. Who's the captain of this club right now? It's Eric Garcia, at least for this game. Eric Garcia was the captain after coming off for Araujo, who I'm assuming is now the club captain as well. Araujo is club captain, but Eric Garcia gets to lift the trophy. We are going to end the episode here. When we come back, it's league action. We close out the transfer window, which we're not going to do any more business, so we just close it out completely. And until then, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.